Hello, everybody. Welcome to another movie review. Thank you for joining me and watching and listening with me. Alright, so movie that we are reviewing is called The Mack. This was made in 1973. Okay, the rating that I gave this movie is a 7, and we'll get into the reasons why. Okay, so we know that The Mack, it's a prime example of blaxploitation. The Mack is from the French word maquereau, which stands for pimp. Okay, so that's some insight for you all who don't know what a Mack is. Basically, this movie gives you an insight of the black underworld of pimps and harlots. Okay, now this movie has a very genuine feel because it takes place in Oakland in 1973. So the cinematography and everything is perfect. It's quite raw and like I said, is very genuine to the subject matter, and that's something that I appreciated throughout the film. So the first hour, it's kind of slow. I don't. It is a bit weak, but I want to say that it's just slowly starting out. And then the last 30 minutes is really when the action reaches its climax, and it really draws you into the film. Okay, so maybe one of the reasons as to why the film was a bit slow, or maybe it seemed like it would a bit underdeveloped in the beginning, was because of the low budget. I think if the budget was a little bit more, we could have incorporated a little more into the movie, as far as developing the plot or the characters. But I feel that in the beginning, things weren't developing as much as they could have, as they did in the end, because by the end we were all very involved in each character. Okay, so the filmmakers, they make more, they make up for it with the cast. Every person in the cast, I think, is perfect. We have Max Julian, we have Don Gordon, Roger Mosley. Okay, and so they're all very enjoyable to watch. Their characters, they make their characters very believable. Okay. Also, something to consider is that the Mack is kind of episodic, meaning that it captures a little bit of Oakland in this area, in this era. So you see kind of like it's capturing the moment in Oakland. Okay, so that's very genuine to the theme. So I think the most interesting part of watching the Mack was Richard Pryor's idea of the real players ball scene, which was done with the assistance of Oakland's real life black pimps. So there were real pimps in that that ceremony. It was an annual gala honoring the most successful pimps of the Bay Area. And I think that was one of the most entertaining scenes of the whole film, with the elaborate costumes. So, I mean, it may look a little silly, but honestly, those scenes of the ball, of the pimp ball, were so authentic, and you won't find any other film with such elaborate yet authentic costumes. It really does this. It really does set the bar for blaxploitation films. Okay, so it makes sense that the Mack is a main source of influence for these type of movies, and you can see that there's spoofs of this type of pimp ball in different movies, like I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, and other movies. I would say the tone of the Mack is a little on the light side, but there is one scene that it really seems to be kind of offensive and unnecessary, especially the scene with Don Gordon. He has this long, drawn out monologue with a black woman sitting next to him, and I don't see how that really contributed much to the film. I think that's a scene that could have been cut out, or put in the deleted scenes or the extra scenes, because it really, to me, it didn't really contribute to the flow of the plot, and it was a little embarrassing to watch. Okay, so meanwhile, the Mack was shot in Oakland, California, where the Black Panther Party started. It was founded in 1966. Okay, in the beginning, you'll hear a speech from Roger Mosley's character. That speech was actually copied word for word from Huey P. Newton. And that whole little speech, the whole movement, didn't really last throughout the film. It was kind of dropped. So I think it had good intentions. I think that character had good intentions, Goldie's brother, but that whole idea was dropped, and so we kind of forgot about that altogether by the end of the film, and it became more focused on Goldie and his brother. So all in all, the Mack is like the Saturday Night Fever of blaxploitation. I do recommend you see this film. It's I think it does set the bar high for this type of genre of blaxploitation. I do think it has some deeper meanings that you can find throughout the film, and it's worth watching. So thank you very much for listening to my review. I'll talk to you soon.